The strongest woman in the world is the one that doesn't let things outside of her control impact the way she shows up in the world. And that woman is you. Welcome back to the channel. We are going to be talking about releasing control and understanding that you are the person who is in control of yourself and of the way that you show up in the world. I know that we spoke about self-control a couple of videos ago, and I want to just dive a little bit deeper into this idea of taking back your power, shifting your awareness, because so many people talk about manifestation or positive thinking, and actually I want to just highlight a couple of things for you that I learned on my journey through this process of coming out the other side of burnout. I'm really excited to share this with you. We're going to be looking at like 3 kind of core things as we go through this process and touching on some of the tips that we covered in the last video. I'll link to the video in the description below, so if you haven't watched it, you can go and watch that too. But first, let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing that I want to ask you is, are you aware where you flow your attention and your energy? So there's a beautiful saying that says that your energy flows where your attention goes. Whatever you pay attention to is where you flow your energy to. This seems really simple, and so many people say, oh yeah, absolutely, I understand that. But I don't think that people get it on a practical level, because when you think about your life and your thoughts and the way that we look at social media and all of these things, a lot of the time we are focusing on things that we don't want. So we will be focusing on the debt that we're in. We'll be focusing on, the clients that are saying no. We'll be focusing on not coming up with the idea that we want. We'll be focusing on how hard things are, how we, aren't able to script the message that we want, aren't able to go on the adventure that we want, aren't able to buy the things that we want. And we'll be focusing in on all of the things that we think we should have, all of the things that we think that we should, have achieved by now. And when we put all of our focus and energy onto these things, our energy flows in that direction. We go through the process of looking for more evidence that we're not going to be able to do the thing, we're not going to be able to buy the thing, we're not going to be able to achieve the thing, we're not going to get the result that we want. I want you to really think about, in the past 24 hours, because that's probably a good time frame you can remember, how much time did you actually spend sitting down thinking about the things that you do want in your life? Like genuinely thinking about them. Sitting down and thinking, isn't it magical that ideas come so easily to me? Isn't it incredible that money flows so easily to me? Isn't it incredible that the right clients always say yes to me? Isn't it incredible that fill in the blank for yourself? And if you tell me that you have spent 90% of your time thinking about what you truly desire and you still aren't getting it, I would be really shocked. But the honest truth is that you're spending 90% of your time thinking about the things that you don't want. I want you to really think about this concept and think about, what is it that you give your attention and energy to? Is it the positive growth, forward-thinking mindset? Or is it the voice inside your head that says this isn't possible for you, you can't have this is never going to happen? And let me know below which voice wins majority of the time, and where do you focus your attention majority of the time, okay? That's the first thing. One thing that I want to make really clear is, I'm not talking about toxic positivity. I'm not talking about forced positivity and saying that you always have to be functioning from like this high vibe, amazing place. That's not what this is about. It's just about thinking about where we put our attention. So we could think about the fact that we want to focus our attention on new opportunities that could come our way. We could focus our attention on healing that we want to be able to do. We could focus our attention on a problem that we want to solve, but focus on finding the solution, not sitting in the problem. This is about having that kind of optimistic mindset, like there is always a solution. If we think about Marie Forleo, everything is figure outable. Like, it's that same concept that so many people who are successful will talk about, and the reason that they talk about it is because it works, because it is the thing that helps them move through these different kind of challenges that they might face, rather than just sitting in them. Their mindset is showing them that actually these are things that are outside of my control and I need to release them. This is what is within my control, my own mindset, my own attitude, my own approach. So I'm going to use that to my advantage, and I am going to train my brain to see the opportunities. I'm going to train my brain to know that it is possible for me because I say it is. And this is a really big shift. When we start to think about the system in our brain, the RAS, that focuses our brain, because if you think about the amount of information that we're taking in on, a second by second basis, our brain will filter out so much of that because we just physically couldn't comprehend it all at once. So it'll say, actually, that's unimportant, that's not important, that's not important. Now, if you are training your RSA to say opportunities to make money are always important, every time one path across your path, your brain will go, oh, look at that, that's something important. If you're saying, opportunities never come to me, I'm never the person that has these lucky breaks, I never get good opportunities, then your brain's just going to shut them down, and that will be a fulfilling prophecy for you. So I want you to really think about, if you had to write down the 5 key things that you wanted your brain to focus on and find for you, what would they be? What would those 5 things be? Opportunities to make money, make a bigger impact, go on bigger adventures, whatever it is that you want. I want you to write down what would be the 5 things that you would ask your brain to highly focus on. And then we're going to talk about the previous video and actually some of the techniques that we can use to bring that into consciousness. Now, I'm going to link the video in the description below so you can go and watch that as well. But I want you to think about the fact that we have got the ability to journal, to meditate, to just be mindful about our thoughts. And that could be in any capacity. So you could go for a mindful walk. You could drink a mindful cup of tea. You could do anything where you are actively monitoring the thoughts that are going through your head. You could do an actual abundance activation where you are using a specific meditation that is specifically to raise your vibration, because vibrations do attract vibrations. Good high vibrations attract more good high vibrations. So if we can live in a place of good vibration, and that doesn't mean, good vibration doesn't mean nothing ever going wrong, having the perfect outward image. Good vibrations doesn't mean any of that. You can be in good vibrations and be, sick in bed, or in good vibrations and be in your pajamas with your hair dirty, or, be in good vibrations and be super busy because you are moving country, and trying to pack up your whole life. You can be in good vibrations regardless if you choose to be in good vibration. And that's what I want you to really focus on. Think about what are those 5 things that you want your brain to bring into focus, and think about how can you give your brain time to think about each of those things each day. This could be journaling on each of those things for a couple of minutes in the morning or the evening. This could be mindfully meditating on each of those different things and thinking about how it would feel if it came into your reality. You want to try and create that feeling of having the thing already, because you can only control yourself, and you need to be able to release the timeline of when you want these things to happen. If you can sit in appreciation and gratitude for it already happening, you can start to vibrate at that level. It's much more likely for that thing to come to you. Giving over that power and saying, this is on your time scale, this is within your hands, to the universe, God, you know, whatever creator you believe in, that's where things become really powerful. And if you watched our third video on the channel where I gave you guys a move update, I completely released on that day all of the ego that I had, because I had to come on camera and tell everyone that we hadn't got a buyer for the house yet and the timeline wasn't working how I wanted it to, but I knew that divine timing would literally teach me the lesson and give me the result that I wanted. And I filmed the video, took the dog out for a walk. While we were out, we had a viewing, and that same person made an offer, full asking price, within an hour, and now we are moving forward. This, I think, is so important to understand. The universe does everything to teach you a lesson. The quicker you learn the lesson, the quicker you do the thing that you need to do, accept the emotion, feel the emotion, you know, process through the thought, easier it's going to be for you to manifest the things that you want. So release the time scale, release the shoulds, woulds, coulds, expectations of the world, and just live in pure joy for the vibration that you have, for the life that you're creating, because that's what's going to make the difference. You are in control of you. Make sure you go catch up on the video if you missed it previously. Make sure you're putting this stuff into practice, because practice is what makes this become a reality for you. Let me know what one of your 5 things are that you're going to be laser focused on, because I would love to hear some of your aims that you guys want to achieve. And make sure, as always, that you like and subscribe to the channel so that you can get next week's video. I'll chat to you soon.